Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation. Why is silver refusing to follow gold so far? Maybe we'll find out why. Looks like the gold has fallen to a new low in 2018, but silver hasn't. Its range has been narrowing a bit, and there's a big move can follow the tightening range. And yes, we know silver is more volatile than gold. And the ratio is also at some of its highest level that it's been in quite some time. Gold and silver have been closely linked for over 5,000 years. In around 3000 BC, the first Egyptian pharaoh, Menes stated that 2 1/2 parts silver equal 1 part gold. Now, how's that for a ratio? It should be noted that silver wasn't really mined quite as frequently, especially in Egypt, and to this day you don't see very much of it in Saudi Arabia and in the Middle East. It's mostly focused on gold. And as we continue to read this article here from Seeking Alpha, as metals, they were both commodities. Silver and gold, they kind of have a dual role. The statement in ancient times was the first time in metals that are the longest standing means of exchange in the world would be linked. They have a history as financial assets. Both precious metals have industrial uses because of the physical characteristics. They're also adornments that symbolize wealth and beauty. Central banks still hold gold as part of their foreign exchange reserves. Approximately 20% of the gold ever mined in the history of the earth is the property of governments, central banks, and monetary authorities around the world. Both gold and silver were once held as backing for currencies. These days, fiat currencies only have the backing of the full faith and credit of the countries that print paper legal tender. While most still hold gold as part of their reserves, silver has taken a backseat to the yellow metal on the central bank scene. However, both are still precious metals, and they tend to move higher or lower together over time. So gold falls to a new low in 2018, and silver doesn't. Until May 15th, the low for gold in 2018 stood at $1302.30 per ounce, and the 1300 level stood as a critical psychological support barrier for the yellow metal. However, the weight of the recovering dollar and higher interest rates proved too heavy for the yellow metal, and it declined through the $1,300 level to a low of $1281.20 on May the 21st. And the article will continue on here, but you have to pay to read the rest of it. But it's we really don't need to see the rest of it to really get an idea about why, and so far as to why the silver has not caught up with gold. I believe it will, because of the volatility and because of its increased usage in the industrial realm. Although that has kind of backed off as of late, I do think we will see it kind of catch up as the economy continues to grow in some sectors, and it will filter its way out to places where we're going to see more of a demand for the precious metal in industrial usage. And I also think that silver will find its way back. Either that or gold will subside a bit to where the ratio may tighten. It may take a while, and we may not actually see the ratio tighten to the natural levels that we have were kind of hoping for at one time because of its use as a commodity, and also the fact that gold is treasured and held by central governments and private citizens around the world. But silver is as well, especially for those of us, who collect it more often than we do gold, because it's cheaper to buy an ounce of gold and to hold it and store it as well. We can buy it more frequently. We can buy it in various different sizes and weights and hold it to preserve our wealth. And I think that aspect of it as well will filter and reflect in the price in the years to come. It may not be this year or may not be next year. This ratio could hold on for a while, but I do believe that if gold does go up, we're going to see silver climb as well. And in fact, one could say that with the recent dip in gold, because this article stated we did not see that same reflected dip in silver. Silver did go down somewhat, but it's holding steady above $16 an ounce now. So we shall see what happens. Here we can take a look at this chart here to get an idea of what it's looking at here with all the different metrics here. And actually, I have no idea what any of this means. I have no idea what I'm looking at right here. I guess that's gold here, based off the price, but there's no legend as to what these things are, unless it's just a screen grab from the daily gold Globex there. So I guess that's gold, and I don't know what these other means. Our commodity exchange, I guess, and some other things, but I guess it's all related to gold. Nothing there about silver. So post your thoughts below. Do you think that silver will catch up and follow gold in one way or the other? And what are your thoughts about it in the long term? Do you think that ratio will tighten down? Do you think that silver will break out more as a monetary asset and a hedge? Or what do you think is going to happen with commodities? Let's say the commodities drop out and we see much less use of silver. They say they find some technological advances where they don't need to use as much silver or find a replacement for silver. I did see an article or a headline saying that there are some inroads and progress in mass-producing graphene. If they can do that, that may alleviate the need for silver in that regard. So post your thoughts below on what you think that means, and I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to y'all for watching, and encourage you to please rate, comment, and subscribe.